Let's go. Yo, baby, how are you? Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the green room. How are you? Damas y caballeros. How are you? How are we doing? How about them? How about the thunder? Desde ese partido de ayer, I am still recovering from yesterday's game. That was such a great game. Yeah, Dodgers. Have you noticed how sensitive people are? Well, not even sensitive. People are just senseless. People are fucking stupid, right? They're burning flags. They're lifting up their country's flag. God forbid a man wants to exercise his own First Amendment rights. And I didn't take my MAGA hat into the Dodger Stadium, into the game. I don't want to antagonize people, right? There's no reason to cause ruckus because I'm not one of those. But they can incite, right? I took out my hat out of my trunk, put it on, took a picture, and put it back in the trunk. Somebody actually posted that on my TikTok. Says, I saw him take it out of his trunk, and good eye, bro. But am I disrespecting anybody? No, I'm exercising my rights just like you guys are exercising yours, right? I'm not inciting any fucking riots like you guys are, lifting flags of your nation, of the nations that you don't want to live in, right? I respect the United States. Look, right there, Old Glory. Where am I from? I'm from Honduras. But do I live in Honduras? No, I left my country a long time ago to live and respect the country that has accepted me. What is so difficult to understand about you're exercising your right the same way I am. Only I am doing it in a more respectful manner. I'm not out there burning flags. I'm not stepping on people's trying to step over people's rights. God forbid a man wants to exercise his First Amendment rights the way I want to. But you want me to respect the way you do yours, but then you want to offend me when I try to exercise mine, right? But you're demanding to be respected. I'm not demanding anything, but here you are, offensive. That's look. When the argument stops, the insults start flying, and that's all they have. There's no fucking argument. They're mad at you. I went to school, and I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but if I open the fucking book, if I can discern what is good, what is bad, good politics, bad politics, who is selling lies, who is feeding us, who is trying to feed us hatred. Are you swallowing hatred? It seems like everybody has their mouth full of hate. I have no hate. You should go see my page. There's this one guy, Gay Eduardo. He's looking at it now. He's channel surfing. He's looking at all my pictures. He says, "Oh, nice LGBTQ, bro. Stop projecting, brother. Stop projecting, Gay Eduardo. Right? That's all they can do. Project. That's all they have. Hatred. There's no argument. There's no content, right? I'm not gonna spit back the same fucking disrespect. I don't. I just take it in good spirit, and if I can have fun with it, why not? Right? Some guy says, "Hey, what if we bash your head and leave you paraplegic like that fucking San Francisco giant guy?" That's all they can, right? Little fucking keyboard warrior bitches. That's all they have, right? They want to fucking intimidate you, bro. I fought with a real man. You think I'm fucking scared of a pussy hiding behind a computer? Jesus Christ. God forbid a man wants to fucking exercise his First Amendment rights. God forbid. Yeah, they get their pennies in a bunch. They that's all they have. And all they know how to repeat is exactly what they hear and what they read on online. Nobody's illegal on stolen land. That's all they got. I wish people had that same energy to have graduated at a higher grade of education. Then we would not be stuck in this rut because everybody seems to be stuck at that same level of mediocrity, right? I remember I remember working as a security guard back in the early 2000s, and I was working a show, security guard for Anthony Robbins. Anthony Robbins has the stature, has the height. This guy's like what 6'4", 6'5"? I don't know how tall this, but he's fucking tall. Universal Amphitheater back in the day that turned into the Gibson Amphitheater, and then it turned into the what is it? What the blue room? No, I know it was the Sunset. Anyways, Anthony Robbins, the way he sells his show, music, BPMs at 180, 190. Dun, 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 dun. He has everybody hyped up as fuck. Everybody's hyped. Dun, 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 dun. This guy comes out and his boisterous voice, and he has that little microphone, and he's jazz hands, and he's fucking talking to you, and he gets you involved, and he tells you exactly how it's supposed to be. But I could have told you that for free. So it's that type of manipulation that gets you hyped, that makes you believe your subconscious gets integrated into that conversation, into the hype, into the beats, into the rhythm. It gives you that sensation of euphoria, and now you feel it. Now you want it. Now you want to get it. But he says, "I want you to go home with Heineken. Don't be a fucking cheap ass. Don't go home with Coors Light. I want you to be the Heineken go getter." And I'm thinking, does this motherfucker just plug in Heineken? Is this motherfucker just gonna send Heineken a video of what he did? Because the geographics of his show have always been he people don't travel from city to city. He tells you when he's coming to your city, so therefore people don't have to travel out of that zip code. So he already knows how many people visiting his show are part of that zip code. So imagine, I don't know how good the marketing was back then, but I'm pretty sure he could have said, "Look, we have registered whatever, 10,000 people at the venue. Most of the people visiting this venue live 70%, 75% of the people live in the vicinity of the zip codes, that where we are in. 91605, 91606, 91601, right? North Hollywood area. Uh, Van Nuys, maybe 91302, 91341, Pacoima and Sun Valley and such. 91602, Glendale and such vicinities. not yeah 91202. I'm sorry. So imagine he says, "Hey, we're gonna have the sales, the Heineken sales up for the next 2 weeks." I'm just giving you an idea of how marketing may have worked back then. Did he get any benefits from it? I'm pretty sure if you know how to plug, if you know how to sell, if you know how to market, yeah, you make it happen. I need to drink this. Where you at, buddy? What do you want? Okay, entrar. The doors are open. Okay, hold on. I gotta go help the brother bring in some shit. Hold on. God forbid a man takes too long. A man takes too long. I apologize. I apologize for taking longer than I should. My brother, for some reason, he needs always needs fucking help. Carry your shit, bro. Right? I gotta be a. I gotta be a. Sometimes I think I feel like I'm the big brother. Sometimes, right? He has all the books, the book knowledge, all the book smarts. I have both. I have street smart, book smart, and he sometimes he makes me do shit. Like, dude, we have the both. We both have the same capabilities of doing exactly what you just asked me to do. I hate showing how good I am doing what I do because then I get handed shit that I'm not. What? This isn't my fucking homework, right? Have you noticed that shit? Sometimes when people know that you're good at something, they're like, "Hey, yeah, let him handle it. Let me fucking God. What is it? Show a man how to fish. You don't ever have to feed him again, right? Feed a man fish. You expect to get fed all the time? God forbid. God forbid the tables turn. You know, there's so many fucking people out there who are just vicious as fuck. Have you noticed that? They're just vi- they're waiting to fucking attack you from any angle. From every angle and any angle. They just want to attack you. Can I find my Heineken? My Twitch? I don't know why my TikTok did not. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, it's here. Watch, look at this, look at this, look at this. Look would you look at this? Would you look at this? So this was yesterday's game, right? You can see the Dodgers Stadium here, right? Dodgers. I took my hat out of my trunk. I put it on. I took a picture, right? No harm, no foul. I'm doing it on the outside. I didn't take my hat inside at any given point. I didn't try to take it in. I'm not one of those to bring a knife to a sword fight or a gun to a sword fight. So I put the president takes an oath to, and I know I always said don't mix politics with sports, but then again, it's just you know how they protested in front of Dodger Stadium with the fuck Trump flag. Then I can do the same, right? No harm, no foul. So the president takes an oath to protect the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic. The oath was upheld. Bombs were dropped, not out of aggression, but out of duty. The U.S. flag, God bless the USA, the U.S. flag. Dodger Stadium, American first, U.S. flag. This guy says, remember he took this hat out of his trunk, posed, and tossed it back in. And I said, good eye. Good eye. Look at this person. He says, they will grab you up with that accent. I'm like, nice. Thanks for showing how racist you are. I can say God bless the USA in three different languages. You're okay with sending billion to another country? I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I said, yeah, that's what Obama and Biden did. They sent money to foreign countries. This guy says, at a Dodgers game? I said, out of the stadium after the Dodger game. Look at this. Look at this lady. Look at this lady. She says, Los Angeles Dodgers, are you okay with promoting this on your property? And I said, imagine being this fragile over a hat. I stood in front of a stadium, not Congress, and exercised my First Amendment right. You don't have to like it, but you do have to live with it. Right? P.S. And I tagged the Dodgers. The Dodgers didn't endorse me, Chelita, but freedom did. MAGA, free speech, Dodger Stadium triggered much? This guy says fuck Trump. And I hit like, right? Again, this Carolina, like I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble with the Dodgers because the Dodgers won't let me on their fucking property again because I wear a MAGA hat on the parking lot. And I posted the same thing again. Imagine being this frail over a hat. I don't know what this means in Chinese. Oh, these are pictures. This guy posted a picture of. I think this guy. I think this is a picture of somebody doing something with Trump, and I said, "Bro, that's funny." This lady posted a. Uh, oh, this one says, "Oh, you got it too small." I'm like, yeah. This guy posted a picture of Trump peeing on a Trump supporter, and I said, "Oh, golden shower, funny shit, golden shower." This one is a picture of Trump supporters Trump supporters drinking out of the Kool Aid, and I said, "The irony is rich. The exact level of denial, gaslighting, and moral inversion is what we've watched come from the far left for years. They scream truth but can't define basic terms. They say follow the science but ignore biology. They say tolerance but cancel anyone who disagrees. If this cartoon had a mirror, they'd be drinking out of their own punch." This lady says, "Look at her fucking Mexican face." She says, she posted a picture with a nopal. I said, "No, no, nopales are for Mexicanos. I'm not part of that team. Thanks for showing your racist side. God bless." This one says the same thing with a picture with a mine and a nopal on their face. I'm like, I love my frijoles con arroz with a side of free speech. God bless. And then this guy is the weakest link. Bombs were dropped out of duty, not aggression. These weak men are delusional. And I said, weak man? The only weakness I see is mistaken resolve for delusion. Defending your country isn't aggression, it's leadership. Cry harder, bro. And he goes on. He goes on. Look, the only country the United States is defending is Israel. And when it's time for war, you and your sons better be the first volunteers. I don't cry. I take action. Your daddy Trump and his maggots are done. We the people are coming. I said, wearing a maggot doesn't mean I'm in a cult or incapable of thinking for myself, right? That's what they call the maggots, right? Any more than wearing a BLM shirt makes someone a Marxist. I don't return hate with hate, bro. That's not my style. I lead with reason, not rage. And let's be clear, we the people includes those who don't burn flags or root for America's enemies. You don't scare anyone with the keyboard activism while you're out Here, typing threats, real men are upholding oaths you clearly never took seriously. The fact that you have to explain you're not in a cult says that you're in a cult. Keyboard, you're dealing with a real life activist, an educated. Look what this guy says: an educated felon. So he's an educated felon, and he's a compassionate killer. The number one enemy to this country is the white nationalism. You're promoting it. This guy doesn't even have a punctuation. This guy doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about, right? White nationalism. You clearly don't know what those words mean. You just know how to feel angry. You keep swinging, champ. Maybe one day your sentence structure will catch up to your opinions. I think you were trying to insult Trump, but halfway through the sentence, your grammar filed for asylum. Try again when you're done arguing with punctuation, bro. Just remember how to structure a sentence when your son dies for Trump. The I can tell you the stupidity of these, the level of education that these fucking monkeys have. There's no level of education. They just like to follow whatever they read on right on in TikTok and Facebook. Go sign up to the military. I'm like, dude, I'm 50, too old to enlist, but not too old to stand for what's right. Trust me, if age wasn't a factor, I'd already be in uniform. Until then, I'll keep backing up those who do wear it. I still support this country with everything I've got. Some of us don't need a uniform to show up. Bendiciones, Palomo. And this fucking lady says, you weren't always 50. I said, you're right. I wasn't always 50. And even when I was younger, I stood up for the same values. Ages just gave me more perspective and a much lower tolerance for nonsense. And I never had to answer to people who got triggered by a fucking post. Yeah, but didn't serve. Got it. I said, I've been studying abroad. I have an education. Did you get kicked out because you abused the amount of hot dogs one is allowed to eat per visit? I know. I replied. I don't know why it doesn't show here. Oh, this one. Look, this one, classic. Let me go after you being fat. So you won't be doing that for long. What is your HDL at? I said it's at 9 minute mile, 4 miles a day. Jog with me, Val. Cheers. You already know when they talk like this, they didn't go to school. If they have to type like they talk, that's how minimal fucking brains they have. Weren't y'all rooting for new wars? Trump gets us into this mess, and now y'all are pro war. You're in a cult, y'all. And I said, let's clarify something for those still processing. The United States has not declared war on Iran. What's happening is not a traditional war; it's a targeted and strategic action. The mission is simple: to dismantle facilities that pose a serious threat, particularly those tied to nuclear weapons development. It is not war, it's deterrence. God bless the USA. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You already know he's from the fucking barrio, right? Fucking throwing gang signs. I thought you fools wanted to lower gas. Now, because of the war, Trump got us involved. No punctuation. This motherfucker, you already know he dropped out of fucking sixth grade. I thought you fools wanted lower gas. Now, because of the war, Trump got us involved. We about to have $10 a gallon of gas in California, and you happy? And you happy about that? Not to mention how many Americans will die in this year, idiots. I'm like, what the fuck? I had to really dissect this shit to understand it, right? God for I don't I'm not part of a gang. I'm not part of barrios. I don't fucking talk like they fucking talk. But I have primos who talk like that, so I'm pretty sure I already have that that Duolingo. Senor Flores, you do realize that gas prices in California are sky high because of state policies, right? Repeal the gas tax was on the ballot. California literally voted to keep it, and blaming Trump for a war that hasn't even happened. That's wild, bro. Let's not pretend Biden's foreign policy was some shining example of peace either. Come on, facts over feelings. Try it sometime. This lady says, embarrassing. And I said, nothing more embarrassing than those fucking fake eyelashes. Someone come get their Tio. There. Look at that. He's losing it again, speaking nonsense. There. I haven't lost my freedom of speech. That's for sure. Look at Eduardo. It says face only a mother could love. And I said, tell your mom I said hello. This guy says Duke City Hunter says you belong at Angel Stadium. I said too far to access on my right. Free speech. God bless you. Memo just says clown face, clown face, clown face. This guy says impeach the felon, and I put anyone can dream. The level. That's all they have. You see, there's no argument. There's no argument. There's nobody making a video of what I posted. Nobody, there's nobody saying, "Hey, bro, what about we talk about the high prices on the anything?" Let me fucking repeat whatever the fucking keyboard words are saying. This is the best I have. That's all they have. That's all they have. They fucking right. Just copy somebody else's fucking post, and it makes them sound or be smart for 2 minutes until somebody just fucking dunks them back into their own fucking little cup of water to drown. No common sense. No common sense. No common sense. Common sense is no longer common. Like it comes in a little fucking bag that says just add water or something like that. No longer common. Common sense isn't common anymore. I have no idea what time my brother leaves. I think he leaves at 5 in the morning from LAX to Houston. I don't know what time I'm going. I don't know what time I'm going to sleep, but I can't drink too much either. I'll just drink a few with you guys, and somebody replied with violence. I don't know why do you have to be violent? Like, yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass until you what who hurt you, bro? Who hurt you? I had a, I can say I had a busy week. I can tell you, I think I had a busy week. My brother came in on Thursday morning, midnight. We drank a few beers. I think I went to sleep like around 2 in the morning. I was up by 5:30 or 6. Got ready, went to work. After work, we had some lunch. Actually, no, we went to the we went to the Airbnb, dropped our stuff. We met the owner, Jim. The owner of the house, the guest of the house. Wonderful person, Jim. If we ever meet again, Jim, what a great fucking person you are. Jim is a retired. I'm not gonna mention. He's retired. He's retired. Right. Sometimes less is more. He's retired, living a good life, and we had a great conversation. My brother was there. We introduced each other. He gave us the house rules. He walked up with us and he showed us around, and he saw that we were carrying beers, right? And we asked him, we don't party, we just like to relax with a few beers at night. And we finished taking the shit upstairs, and we asked him, Do you mind having a beer with us? He's like, yeah, yeah, I'll join you. He says, I like that beer. So we must have had a 15-minute conversation with Jim, and in those 15 minutes, I think 16 of those 15 minutes were amazing. 16. There was not a minute that was missed. There was not a minute that was wasted. Every minute was appreciated, loved, respected. Everything was about common ground. There was no, you know what I mean. Sometimes they have to repeat the rules. No, we understood each other the minute we met. That was on Thursday, and we saw him again yesterday. And he said, "Wow, you guys have been coming in late, and because of course they keep track of people's they come in the camera, they have cameras and shit." And I said, "Well, we've been doing this, we've been doing that, and we've kept, but we don't like to make noise. And once we get upstairs, my brother's room was to the right, mine was to the far left, away from each other, but at the same time, like I thought my brother was gonna party with me, like let's get fucked up at upstairs. No, but see, for some fucking reason, the lighting in that fucking room where I was at, it was the lighting that was just putting me to sleep. Because I have the same I had music yesterday. I had the same energy that I always have. But for some fucking reason, that one lamp, and there was nothing in the background. Like it just made me feel like monotony was fucking putting me to sleep. And I would just doze, even though I was still talking. I would just doze away with. There were no thoughts in my fucking head. Like this around me, behind me, is like something that makes me stay active. I don't know. I don't know why I say that. It's like a fucking magnet. Like, because if you go watch the last 2 days that I was in that fucking room, right, with that pink chair, which which is all I had. Was it comfortable? You know what? I must say, it wasn't uncomfortable though. Hmm. Hmm. It kind of felt like this seat that I'm in, even though it's ergonomic. That is weird. I was sitting down. Felt the same way. Like it has the hard and soft at the same time, so it doesn't make me feel like I gotta keep getting up. This is perfect. Yesterday I felt great when I got home, and then all of a sudden I had 2 beers, and I'm like, yeah, I feel so fucking drained. And like I gotta go to sleep, guys. Then again, yesterday was Sunday. I did have to go to sleep. I wanted to get up early, and I did get up early because I had to go. I had to come back home at an ample. I, I don't know when that freeway gets frequented, or what gets all the traffic that I don't want to get. Because God forbid, I don't want to spend on a fucking. I don't want to spend an hour coming back home driving. Then I'll just be fucking tired because stop and go, stop and go, stop. That is the worst. If I can stay at a fucking 70-mile constant, get home 25 minutes. I did 23 minutes getting home. That was beautiful. I'll do I'll do one more beer, and I have to look at my itinerary. I have two options. I can drive my brother up to the flyaway, buy a ticket for him to be dropped off at his terminal. Right, he's often. I mean, he's a grown man. Come on, we're 50 and above. Right, he can't say, "Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing." No, come on, bro. You're going to one destination. There's always a first time for everything, right? I know he's ridden a bus like I have. They're not gonna drop you off in a different airport. You're going from that place to LAX. So that place is closer to me than me driving out to 22 miles out to LAX and 22 miles back. I can just drive 7 miles north or west, right? Drop him off at the bus station, buy him a ticket, one way, $7. That bus will drop him off at the terminal. But I don't know how comfortable he's going to be. Sometimes, we, my brother used to wake me up. He says, "Hey, you have to go to the bathroom." I said, "No." He said, "Come on, let's go. Go turn on the light." Go turn on the light. Fucking pussy. That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I don't know why my brother sometimes is scared of being the big brother, even though he's the big brother, right? I feel like sometimes I have to be the big brother. I don't mind being I don't mind being the most talkative one because I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I'm not afraid to lose a friend. I'm not afraid to lose. If you lose respect from what I said, sorry. Somebody posted cried about how inept everyone else was for dropping bombs, but turns around and does the exact thing. Everything dementia Donald says. These people, there's some comments that's all they're doing. They're fucking they're repeating what somebody else posted, so they make themselves like, yeah, my comment is gonna stand out. Donald Trump has never cried about somebody else doing being inept. Just that nobody fucking acted on it. Hillary said, "Don't fuck with us." Obama fucking cleared fields, Syria, right? He took them all out. Bomb, 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 bomb. He bombed everybody. He got the fucking world. What is it? The Nobel Peace Prize after bombing everybody because he kept peace in the Middle East. He got the Nobel Peace Prize. The fucking irony, right? you, you drop bombs and you get the Nobel Prize for peace. So it's okay when they do it, but it's not okay when when Trump does it. Like what? Only you guys can do it. Like what? Make. Anyways, but that's all the rhetoric they have. Let me. I want to fucking copy somebody else's comment because this is all I have. And then you reply to them, and they're like, hey, "Yeah, but fuck Trump, bro." That's all you got. That's all the people have is hatred, right? Media said hate orange man, Cheeto man bad. That is all they have is hatred, hatred, hatred. No context, nothing congruent. They will never fucking come live and talk on a show. They will never have to. They will never be that. They will never do that. And mind you, all these other people on these channels, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Mayer, the only son of a bitch who I fucking really hate is that fucking pussy. I forget his name because that's dude. Every fucking night, his his intro or his what is it called? It's called the yes, yes, yes. I know. The first, I know there's a name to that, but I don't that the Jesus fucking Christ. It's on the tip of my tongue. That I'm trying to remember his name. I'm trying to remember the yes the opening act. And this guy just hate, 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 hate. That's all they have is hate. Orange man bad. Orange man. You know, before I close before I close this, minute 50, I'm gonna record this. Minute 50 and a half. I'm gonna record this. There are certain people in your life. There are certain people in our lives, right? Not mine, in everybody's lives. Mine, yours, your surrounding, your friends, your uncles, your family, your ambiance, your neighbor, whoever the fuck you can think of. We all have somebody, male or female. But I think for the most part, the older you are, let's say you married at a young age and you got divorced at an older age. I think those divorced viejitas carry a toxicity level that will fucking ruin their soul first, and for some reason they become putrid inside, and they just want to ruin somebody else's fucking life because I don't know why I say that. I don't know why I think that, but now that I connect the dots, for the most part, the fucking older viejas who have been divorced at a younger age, at an older age, but got married at a younger age, they live in bitterness. They can't get their shit together. They will forever fucking hate life because for some reason they will fucking think that life fucked them in a way that they can't get back on their feet. I don't know why I say that, but that's how I feel because that's how I see them act and react. It's like they are the fucking victims. Like they can't get their shit together, right? I I've seen them in other families, and I see it in my family. Like, ladies, keep your fucking personal shit out of the family's business. If you're bitter, if you're bitter, keep that bitterness to yourself. Nobody wants that shit. I don't want that shit around me. No, I would rather be by myself, like I have been. My brother, I have communication with my brother now more than ever. I didn't have this communication with my brother. I didn't have this level of admiration, respect with my brother. I didn't have this level of love with my brother. Not before. Do I love my brothers? I love every one of my brothers, sisters. But the level of respect is not given; it's earned. My younger sister, do I talk to her? No. Do I love her? Yes. Do I respect her as much as she respects me? So whatever level we're at, we're respecting each other. My youngest brother, the highest level of respect, the highest level of love. The medium brother, he can't even fucking respect himself. So like I've always said, you have to learn to respect yourself in order to respect others. You have to love yourself in order to love others. And it's not because I'm talking about my middle brother, right? It's not about hate. It's exactly what I have been telling everybody, right? This is not my first time talking about love. This is not my first time talking about respect. I've been doing this for more than 6 years, right? But here's the thing: we all have that family member who tries to manipulate others into listening to their story just because they want to make themselves feel better about themselves, even though they know that they're lying to other members of family, right? We gathered ourselves, my brother and I gathered with a few of our cousins yesterday, and they were so highly talking about the middle brother. Oh, we love him. We love him. Bitch, you've known me more than you fucking known him. Just because you met him for 30 minutes, now you love him? You see what I mean? But it's the level of manipulation that people have on other people. Now, if you got to know that person, if you got to live with that person, if you got to understand that person, if you got to everything else, A, B, C, and D, right? Then you would say, oh shit, wait a minute. I said this about myself the other day, right? In front of my brother, my older brother. Doug says, hey, this motherfucker will always tell you shit in front of your face. and he won't stutter. And I said, Doug, I am the Donald Trump of my family. I will tell you shit that nobody wants to hear, right? I will tell you shit that nobody wants to hear because I am that guy. And it's not because I'm disrespecting you, because I am being myself. I don't need to sugarcoat shit, right? God forbid a fucking man wants to fucking be honest and tell you exactly how it is. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to fucking tell the truth. I'm the nicest asshole you'll ever meet. I am being nice, right? I'm being as diplomatic as possible and telling you, bro. I think you're not in the wrong fucking track. I think you're fucking up. There's sometimes I fuck up, and I say, bro, you know what? I'm at a level where I think I've had one beer too many, and I don't think we should be talking about this because I may give you the fuck you answer, and I don't want to do that. So why don't we talk about this some other time? There's the levels of there's situationships. There's levels of sometimes you don't want to escalate the moment because I had a conversation with one of my friends where he told us what he was going through with his family. But then I said, what if you had that same energy towards that instead of this? He says, fuck. He says, you know what? Fuck. He says, I hate telling people my personal business because they use it against me. I said, I'm not using it against you, bro. You don't understand. If you can use that same energy when you talk about certain things that imagine, he says, hey, bro, you're a Trump supporter. Why the fuck, right? You know what I mean? So he's giving me all his ideas. I'm like, bro, why don't you fucking take that energy? And you just told me that your son lives at home. He's 22, but he doesn't work. Why don't you use the same energy that you just told me that I am rooting for the wrong guy? And you should tell your son this with the same energy. Hey, bro, this is my house, my rules. You want to work or do you want to move out? The same energy. Same energy. You didn't disrespect me. I said, but you can use the same. Yeah, but it's my son. Imagine if you can tell me what you just told your son, you're not going to hurt his feelings. You weren't hurting my feelings. He said, yeah, but it's my son. It doesn't matter, brother. You have to channel the truth, the energy, because you have to deliver a message. It's not about feelings, right? Are you worried about my feelings when you fucking tell me, hey, bro, you're talking shit? Bro, you know what? I think you're talking. No, you don't tell me that. He says, bro, you know what? You're talking shit. Why don't you fucking, you know what I mean? So, do I get my fucking panties in a bunch? No, I don't. He got his panties in a bunch. He's saying, oh, I hate telling my fucking personal Bro, I'm not using it against you. I'm showing you how to use it in your fucking favor. But sometimes people just take their own realities in consideration, but they don't realize that they have everybody's realities becomes your truth, or vice versa. Because you're, bro, are you accepting everybody's lies, or are you actually living the lies that everybody tells you? Then I will fucking step away from that conversation because I'm not. Do you think I go out and meet people and say, "Hey, bro, so what lies have you heard?" Right? That's not the way you break the ice. I'm not here to break anybody's balls either. God for, bro, God forbid. No, fuck all that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with my BS. Thank you for putting up with my rambunctious rambunctious energy. I think I leave negative out of the equation. But if I even if I bring something negative into the conversation, I will always talk about something positive that I want to do towards solving the issue. Or maybe I already did solve the issue. Maybe I already proposed I already complemented the negative energy with a positive outcome, right? Because I think we all need that. We all need to learn from our mistakes. I don't need any Debbie Downers. Look, Debbie Downers will come and go from our lives. It's a given. You will forever and ever have Debbie Downers around you, right? There's somebody that's giving up and says, "Oh, fuck this and fuck you," and that's all they have. But nobody wants to have a healthy debate. What do you want to talk about? What is bothering you, right? Like me, everybody talk every time they saw me with a MAGA hat when Biden was president. Oh, fuck Trump. I said, bro, can you tell me something? Can you tell me something good that Biden has done lately? Enlighten me, please. Oh, fuck you, MAGA maggot. Insults. When the argument ends, when the argument never fucking starts, insults starts flying. That's all they have. Insults. That's all they got. Bitch, if I wanted insults, I would have gotten married, bitch. I would have gotten I would have gotten married. I'm not fucking anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, KLF has left the building. KLF. All right, baby. Hasta la vista, baby.